Welcome back, everyone. Going in the second half here of Court of Swords. Adam, what's up?
Well, you arrive in the ruins of the Temple Plaza. Now, the last time, Berg and Ramus, last time you saw this place, you were entering the tower and activating the sacrificial pit therein to awaken the beast, awaken the god of the mountain to wake up and throw the city off and destroy it so as to save it from the invading Farang. So this, for you, is eerily familiar and yet confusing and strange because there are ruins all around where temples stood. Right, Berg, you recognize next to the temple of the tower, which still stands as you come down, you recognize the tower's neighbors, right? You see where the devil's temple used to be. You see the place where, you remember the Temple of the Star where you went and talked to the priest there? You see that ruin, right? You see it ruined in all directions, yeah, except for the tower. Now, the tower itself glows with a faint Moraic light. It's green and kind of ominous. This is a color that in the real world, in most civilized places, it's illegal to paint things this color, right? It's a cursed color. It is an ill omen, and you are now standing in its light. And as you get closer, you see in the center of the plaza, the stones of the plaza itself are in places burned. There is blood stains, like old blood stains, and everywhere the ash that sort of blows through this place. But the crater you're in is clear. So you see the tower before you, big obelisk with a set of double doors, enveloped in green, and then in the center there is this like amoeba of light. I guess it's a gelatinous kind of shape, about 20 feet to a side, vaguely hemispherical. And when you look at it, it is at times soft edged, but at others, you can see hard planes of light moving around in it. And there seems to be something inside it halfway formed that is shifting and moving as you get close to it. It seems to both reflect and absorb light. It's very hard to look at for any length of time. What do you do?
What significance is this place? You seem to remember it.
Yeah, I turned to Ramus and Berg, expecting a response.
You tell him, Ramus.
Well, we awoken a great primal to destroy the city from here.
You what?
Yes.
Yes, what he said.
Well,
I had heard rumors, but that is truly what happened?
Yes.
yes, we had no choice. The city was not just a city, but the entire world was in danger by these creatures they'd almost taken over the entirety of the place, and we had to stop them by any means. This was the only means.
It was not something we wanted to do. Believe me.
Which one? You said a primal. Did it have a name?
Yes, I tell you the name.
Yeah, it's Maru Bhavati. Is the name
Maru
of the,
Bhavati.
It was on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, right. I was thinking about that too. I was like, I wonder what the hell was the name of that guy, and then chat got me. So yeah, Maru Bhavati was the name of the primordial.
This great giant of fire.
I know what.
Yeah, you do.
What is the primal?
I need a minute.
Guys, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't want to do
Yeah.
this any more than you do.
No,
Like,
it
seriously,
wasn't
like,
that.
you're
It's
pointing
just-
to a baby.
That's not
Like,
what I'm
No,
responding
it's more
to.
a
Yeah.
tree.
It's more watching like that's a complicated question and may bring up.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not
yeah.
it's not an annoyance at all. That was me just
Okay.
saying like I
No,
need
no,
a minute.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I say I need a minute and kind of just walk off to a sidebar. I'm just standing there. Like,
Yeah,
what
I
the
think when you
fuck?
walk off, unnamed, Amira says to you in Infernal, she says, like with total confidence, she says, the primordials are the old gods, the ones that didn't make the deal with heaven. They went to sleep after. Some of them. There are rumors that they could be awakened, but we didn't expect. And she kind of like trails off and like blinks a couple of times and looks at you like, what? Why are you staring at me? And she like turns away.
You were in the middle of saying something and you stopped.
You're imagining things.
That very well could be, but
She couldn't have known any of that. She's not even of
You
our
didn't-
world.
You don't speak Infernal though, do you?
Oh, never mind. Never
So
mind.
you hear them talking and then Unnamed looks confused.
I hear this conversation. Yep.
Yeah, you understand Infernal. Yeah, so you heard them have that brief chat.
Okay.
What does she say? You look confused.
she was in the middle of saying something and then she stopped. She was telling me some story of the infernals, or of the primals, and then she stopped mid-sentence, blinked her eyes, and then walked away, and then looked at me like she had not just been speaking.
So while you're talking about her, Amira walks over to Maharib and says in Giant, tired of standing around with my dick in my hand. Let's go look at this tower.
Well, what is wrong with you? You've never spoken like this before.
This place is making me itchy. I just want to go.
Well, that's my excuse. What is wrong with you?
She kind of looks you up and down. What's wrong with you? You're the one acting strange.
I'm acting like a lot of things apparently today, but strange is not one of them.
Yeah, well, from where I'm standing, you're acting very strange. Everybody is. Come on, we came down here for a reason, right? And she gestures at the tower. Let's go take a look.
Or just squinting and like very much focused on Amira.
I'm trying to decide if something that I want to do is out of character or not.
Right.
Man. I heard the conversation. Did you share with it? It was unnamed that saw the thing jump at Amira and disappear, right?
Yeah.
Did you share that?
I didn't see it. I saw it
Oh,
jump
that's right. You
up.
didn't see it disappear. You just saw it lunge at her, and then, yeah, from the
It was
corner of your
gone.
eye. And by the time you turned, it was gone. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to leave it up to an intelligence roll.
Okay, sure. Yeah,
10 or higher, I act. I rolled an 18. I'm going to
Okay.
grab Amira, like wrap my hand around her neck and like lock it like an arm with my arm on the other side. And shout it.
Well, you're gonna.
I'm
you're
gonna
gonna
try. Yeah, I'm gonna try. You let me know if this happens. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just checking to see. Let's see. Okay. All right. So you go to grab her. She's gonna obviously like fight back, right? Because like, whatever. So make an opposed athletics check.
Okay.
I got a 15. Pretty low.
26.
Nice. Okay. All right. So you come over, you grab her. She tries to pull away. You like grapple her, and the two of them are scrapping now. Like unnamed Berg and Ramus. You see this happening, right? Oh, they're all like, all of a sudden out of nowhere, and she like in Giant. She's like, "What the fuck are you doing? Get off me!"
Yeah.
Like tries to push you away.
I say in comment and just and maybe almost a shout. Like it's more directed at Ramus and unnamed for the viewer, but you guys just hear a shout of like, "She is not herself. Something is wrong. Ramus, Please do something.
Do something.
Yeah, so I just have her in like this. I'm not trying to choke her out or anything. I'm just trying to restrain her.
Yes, yeah, she's grappled, which means she can't move. But she's like struggling. What are you? Yeah, Ramus. When Maharib demands you do something, what do you do?
I think I'm still kind of confused as to what he means by that, and
Yeah,
I guess
right.
I guess I walk
Cleric
over
it,
to her
Ramus.
just to like examine her to see if she like seems like she's under like something's wrong with her physically or spiritually, or I don't know what to like
Sure.
roll for that.
So let me take a look here. So if you are everybody's favorite rules, grappling.
Yeah.
Let's see. Speed is 0. So she can't move. There isn't like a way for you to like. I mean, it's like she's you can't incapacitate her basically. Like
Yeah, I'm not trying to. It's more just
yeah, she'll just keep trying to struggle to get away from you.
okay.
But Ramus, you can like hold her still and like come over and take a look at her. But it like, what are you looking for? Right, that'll depend the skill.
Like if she's got like glowing eyes because like there's something controlling her, or she's like under a spell and she's her mind's distorted.
Yeah,
Something
okay.
like that.
You can make a Arcana check. I think could be the thing here.
Okay, and I'll give myself guidance for it.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Fuck.
14.
Yeah, better.
Okay. So here's the thing: you all get interrupted because when you cast guidance,
Oh boy.
there is a faint, and maybe Ramus, Maharib, and Amira, you won't notice this, but Berg and Unnamed, there's a faint tremor in the ground. Just feel this like it's like rumble, and it seems to pass in a wave from the center, from this strange color out of space fucking cloud in the center. It like rumbles out at the sound of Ramus's prayer. And you cast the spell, and you look at her. You can't tell exactly what's going on with her. She's gonna make one more attempt to get away from Maharib. So make another athletics check to restrain her.
Sure.
Maharib. This time she gets a 12.
Crit.
So pretty easy.
You ain't going nowhere.
Just fucking fold her up into a cube and put her in your backpack. Shut up! Stop it! You're not a person anymore.
Waiting for the Andre the Giant, like, I think I grappled her too hard.
Just like a nerve striker, and she falls down on the ground. So yeah, you just like got her in check, and she can't get away. But the ripple, like that rumble, happens again, and in it you feel the ground like pitch slightly. You get a little bit of kind of inner ear like dizziness. The ground pitches a little bit, and the rumbling again comes with a low like bass sound that isn't a tone. It isn't like musical. It almost sounds like somebody grumbling. Like you just hear this kind of like as the fucking shit shakes, and it seems to be coming from this amorphous light thing in the center.
I look directly at Berg. Am I feeling that alone? Or are you feeling that too?
No, I am feeling that as well.
It happened when Ramus started praying. Ramus, I walk over to him. Ramus, the ground is shaking, and it started when you started casting your spell or praying or whatever you do.
Just like before. It reminded me of summoning Mahabharat. Summoning him.
Yeah, the big guy.
I've got Amira in like a chokehold, and you guys are casually talking in front of me. Like,
Yeah, and she's not even really resisting anymore. Like she's staring past them at this object.
Maharib, what caused you to do this? What?
she's not herself. That's what. You and Ramus have ways to detect things that are wrong with people, do you not? I'm like wrestling with her as I say all this.
Yeah, and she's like not even fighting you. Like you've got her arm flicking up behind her head, and she's just like, "Okay, I'm not getting away. It's fine, but like, it'd be cool if you let me go."
I have my eyes and my ears. I have no magical means of seeing what's wrong with her.
I do, but I'm afraid to do it now after what just happened.
Right? I caused problems.
We'll worry about whatever that is.
Let me try something. And I cast Charm Person on her.
Okay. Yeah, can you post what Charm Person does?
I get 1 free per day with my
Mhm.
racial or something.
Okay. What's your saving DC?
18.
Let's see here. Okay. Can you make an Arcana check?
I can.
Please, yes, please do.
Hey, thank
Nice,
God.
awesome. Okay,
Back to can we get a turkey of crits? No.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
yeah, it's 2 in a row. So, you cast the spell, right? You do the thing, you cast it. It should work, but it doesn't. And if you hadn't got that Arcana check, you wouldn't know whether it worked or not. But the spell she's immune. It just fails. You reach out with the tendrils of your mind to try to like grab onto her, and it just, there's nothing to, just your spell just fizzles.
And you just see like
That
I do
shouldn't
the somatic gesture. I have my
Yeah.
hands out, and then like you see her hands like slowly fall. Like
What? What did you find?
that should have worked.
What should have
There's-
worked?
there-
So
My
Amira, now that you're
spells.
casting spells in Shadow, Amira's like, she's gonna try to struggle to get away again. So let's do that because every once in a while she's just like, hold on, let me go. Okay, I got 20 this time.
Hey, she beat me. She's gone.
No, that's a
Is this
con
just
save.
going-
Roll
Oh,
athletics
sorry,
your
my bad.
athletics is better than that. I
If
think.
we're not in initiative 2,
Oh.
this shit's up.
Whew.
Yeah, sorry, Max.
Berg's
Go ahead.
gonna whisper to his hammer as he senses something's gonna go down. Maybe.
Okay. So while all this wrestling's going on, Berg, you illuminate your hammer.
Yep.
Okay. So when you do, there's
Oh,
more
God.
rumbling again, right? Like, and you hear the like grumbling. And when you turn to look, you watch this cloud sphere thing take on a clearer, like harder edged form. So they're like mirrored panels that make it up, and they slowly kind of fold and fractal into themselves until the cloud more or less peels away, and in its place you see an old man. He's probably like, I don't know, 90. He has the kind of like dark brown skin of like a desert dweller. He has long white mustache and beard, and he's wearing scholar's robes. You can see ancient faded tattoos all over the backs of his hands and on his neck, and he's leaning on a walking stick. Yeah, he probably has like long white hair, and he's in the middle of putting a hat on, some kind of like scholar's like cap, big tall cap, and he's grumbling, and he's like, I'm awake. What are you doing? Turn that thing off. Now he's speaking to you in Celestial, and Berg, you understand the words with your ears and your brain. Everybody else is hearing Celestial, but it's translating in your brain to something else you can understand. And so he's like, turn that thing off. I'm awake.
Do I recognize?
What's all the
this
fuss
old man?
about? And he comes over. He just like he starts walking over to you.
Is he our size?
Yeah, he's just like a person. He's just person size.
Okay. For some reason, the way you described it, I just figured this man in the fucking sky. You know.
No, he's just like a regular old man size.
I'm sorry, we woke. Who?
What do you mean? You woke who? You come all the way out here. You make all this noise. You shine that light in my face while I'm trying to rest, and you don't even know who I am. I don't know if I should be embarrassed for me or for you.
I'm sorry, we're not from here.
Well, nobody's from here, jackass. That's the point of here. That's how it works.
Berg squints at this person. Does he recognize them at all? Or anyone he's
You've
met
never
before?
seen this dude before in your life.
Oh. Well, then in that case, he's still holding the hammer lit up.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe we start by where is here?
Where is a pointless question. There is no where.
Why are we here?
I don't know what mistakes you made to get here, but I know why I'm here. And he looks at Ramus and Berg.
So this is a place of punishment.
A place of punishment. If only that's how it worked. Wouldn't Tao T be pleased? No, the universe doesn't work that way. It's not punishment. It's
How tea, you say?
and he squints at you and he's like, yes. But you know him.
That's the guy from up there, right?
Tao Ti was a god who fell out of favor when he proposed that the best way to enlighten humans was to torture them until they learned enlightenment. That was the way to accomplish heaven's goals.
I
It
just
was
remember
not
his
very
name.
popular.
Is he the
Yeah,
one who
big-
made Calamine
Yes,
an egg?
he grants
Okay.
wishes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Berg's like,
Just familiar with him. Who are you?
Oh, I see how it is, Berg. You remember him, but not me. That's a shame. I suppose it's inevitable, considering what you did to me.
Are you the recombined version of Hassan and Nameless, the Nameless one?
He shakes his head and he says, "It's a good guess. It's a good guess, Ramus, and you wouldn't be faulted for thinking that." No. No, shame what happened to that boy, though. It's what happens. You build on bad foundation. Eventually, everything collapses. You two, don't feel too badly about it. Everything that's ever been built fell over. That's his lesson. He points right at the tower.
Berg's like trying really hard to remember this person.
Who is this guy? Yeah, because he keeps talking. He clearly acts like he knows you.
Yeah.
Why don't I know you?
That's like the best
You
part.
sound ridiculously
great
like
bird
Joaquin
question.
Phoenix
Like-
in Joker just then.
You
That
really
laugh
did.
he
That was
just
a
did,
very
holy shit. It was
It was
it was
It was
literally
a perfect
Joaquin
accidental
Phoenix in Joker.
impression. Yeah, I thought that too. So when you look at him, yeah, why don't I know you? He says, well, you would never have seen me like this, of course. No, but I know you. I remember everyone who ever walked through those gates, whether they came to me with money or looking for knowledge, or just to find somewhere to stay. I was an oasis in the desert for such a long time. Shame that all had to end. Enoch looks around. It was beautiful once. For a time.
Do you mean that you were the city of brass?
He nods slowly. Now you're getting it. I wasn't always, of course. Minor functionary. Deity of fountains and wells, if you can believe it. Maru Bhavati was an old friend of mine. Guess I took the position because I missed him. That's irony for you. It'll be your friends that turn on you in the end. And then all you've got left is dust. Dust and bad memories.
Oh,
When the city was destroyed, were you sent here, or how did you end up here?
I'd like to blame someone else if I could. I like to point at these two, or at my cousin, or at the system of heaven, but I've had a long time to reflect. I guess I chose to be here. Never did quite learn that lesson, and he shouts back up at the tower. It's the hardest one. You know, when we first designed the system, there was no tower. I mean, everyone dies eventually, and they lose their memories anyway. Well, why do we try to make them learn that lesson in life? Why make them suffer more than they already have to? But, well, the committee decided that we needed the tower so that the rest of the Arcana would make sense. Somebody to transition from bondage to hope. But always the black sheep of the family. Hardest lesson to learn, letting go. So here I am. Gestures around him.
Are you saying that, if I have this right, the Arcana, I've heard Ramus, I think, mention that before. You and your friends, brothers, sisters, whatever, created the Arcana?
It's a point of contention whether the Arcana was discovered upon meditation or invented. I don't like to argue semantics. I'm a god of fact. But we designed the Arcana to be a teaching tool for mortals. You catch on quick.
Is there something we have to do before we can leave this place and get to our destination? A trial, a penance, something?
Oh, yes, I've been waiting here for you. I have you see this table covered in cups, and all you have to do is choose the correct cup, and you'll live forever. No, there's no test. This place is a trash bin. An ashtray. We're not here on purpose. We're here because there's nowhere else for us to go.
Well, we
I'm
have
a
some
god of a
place to
city
go.
who can't let go. I can't be reassigned. I'm out of heaven's light now. Or at least I was. And he scowls at Berg. Until about 5 minutes ago.
Well, we are not. We have a place to go. We are not among the heavenly. We're mere mortals, and we're just trying to get to our destination.
So you're trying to get to where you belong. Is that it?
That's another big question. If you're asking where we belong.
Where we belong. No, just not here.
He nods. Says, this is all I have left. He gestures around. The ash. Bones. The fortress and the oracle. I've walked every inch of this desert. This is all that's left of me. He gestures. And it's not even real. All these ruins are just shadows. It was...
So is this a prison?
He shakes his head. I think a prison demands a warden and guards. Prisoners who have broken the law. He gestures around. This place has none of that.
This is an island, then. With no place to go.
Not for me. Not for me, anyway. But you've reached the heart of it. And he gestures. And he says, and I see, when he looks at Berg, I see you've been to the tomb
Yes.
There are other places scattered throughout this, whatever it is. I stay here, close to the center. I find I get confused the farther out I go. Can't return to the world, and this is a one-way road. Where you came from, and he gestures at unnamed, there's no going back now. And he points at the tower, and he says, through there, you'll find the fortress. It's what's stopping you from getting out. If you can get through there, make your way to the door, some of you should theoretically be able to return to the world. Security between these places is not as good as it used to be. But when he turns and he looks at the rubble of the Temple of the Star, there's insight to be gained here if you've the time and inclination to find it. Through there is the Oracle. But if you're in a hurry, and he gestures back at the tower, you're welcome to test your luck there.
You said it was the fortress.
You know,
Who built it?
I don't know. Who made this place?
By the way, I was wondering if you could maybe help us with this one on the ground here. Something's off with her. We don't know what.
He turns and looks at her. And she's still kind of like she's given up on fighting, but she's still kind of like, I'm angry that I'm being withheld, but I can't do anything about it. So he looks over at her and he just smiles through his big white beard and says, she looks fine to me. It's the other side of the gate I'd be worried about if I were you. She says that to unnamed, or her. You know, your kind don't do so well on the other side. Even the ones that are born there, the ones we gave souls to, in an act of ultimate mercy, I might add, still treated as pariahs. I mean, look at you. Of course you are.
I'm not asking you for a favor. I'm asking out of curiosity. Could you furnish me with a soul?
Oh, no. No. Not my department. It wasn't then, and it certainly isn't now. I'm no god anymore. Not really. You have to file the right paperwork. It's going to be hard to do. Evan's a bit of a mess right now. Or it was. You two are still alive, and he points at Berg and Ramus. So that means it can't have been that long.
You
could
do
could
Amira
try,
and I gesture to Amira. Do Amira and I have to have a soul to survive?
He looks at Ramus. Oh, I don't know if you have to have one. Exactly.
I look at Ramus too.
Oh, it's not pretty if you don't have one.
That's true.
Sounds like you have experience. There's a story there, but I think for another time, probably. What lies in wait for us at the fortress?
He
Do you know?
shrugs. No, I've never opened the door. I just know that it's there.
You hate this place, yet you've never opened the door to try to leave.
You misunderstand me. I don't hate this place. This is all that I have left. And as he speaks, you see the plaza and you unnamed have never seen it before, but everyone has the same shared hallucination. You see the plaza alive. You see it like full of people coming and going. You hear music, you smell incense. There's like spices in the air. There's some kind of like maybe holy day or something going on, and there are people crossing the plaza and smiling. You see like a family throwing a coin into a fountain. You see some people like hugging. There are scholars all around studying their books, and it's this for a moment. It's this beautiful bazaar of overlapping colors and smells, and it's intoxicating. You feel it kind of like wash over you. And you see this palimpsest of memory that this god, the god of the city, is remembering, and that fades.
Berg hangs his head for a second as that like fades, and then looks back up.
For what it's worth, I am sad that the city had to die.
And he comes a little closer to you, and he's like nodding, and he reaches out and puts a hand on your shoulder. And his hand, like where it touches you, it feels like warm, like the touch of direct sunlight. And he puts his hand on your shoulder, and he says quietly, don't worry, sweet boy. You did what you had to do. I don't blame either of you. Everything ends. At least it's supposed to.
Just wanted to say that.
I hope it makes you feel better. And he looks
When you speak
around.
of enlightenment,
Yeah.
when you speak of enlightenment, you looked over that way. What's over there? I point to like the tower, or excuse me, the star temple that was crumbled or whatever, because that's where he looked. I have no idea what was there.
Yeah. He kind of, when you say that, he kind of looks at like Ramus, like, oh, she really doesn't know, hey? Like, they're okay. And he says, enlightenment. You know, the system we use to purify souls in preparation for their inevitable reunion with the oneness of the universe.
I understood a couple of those words.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
a place of power.
It's not quite like that. Let's see. None of this is gonna make sense because they don't have these things where you're from.
Maybe
Where
I shouldn't be
they
the one
came
doing
from.
the talking then. Maybe Ramus should be doing the talking, and we can discuss the finer points of your realm, or I'll discuss it with them later. Ramus,
Yeah, he
please.
seems like ready to explain. He's like, well, you see, and then you offer. You're like, and he's like, oh, all right, I'll leave it up to Ramus to educate you when the time comes. I still believe in it, though. The process, enlightenment. Sure, we had some stumbles along the way, but we did some good work too. And he looks around kind of sad. And he you just see him like he kind of like looks at the ruins and just sort of shakes his head. And then Ramus, you.
Have you yourself learned his lesson? And I point to the tower of letting go.
Well, you know what they say, Ramus. You can't teach an old god new tricks. I don't think that's a lesson I'm going to learn. You spend thousands of years caring for something, and then it's gone, and well, you're empty inside. I He looks around. This is all I have. I can't go back to the bureaucracy now. What will they do? Make me god of some farming hamlet somewhere? No, I peaked. I'll stay here with what's left of my city.
Well, if you ever get tired of wallowing in a memory that's not real, come seek me out. Or the bureaucracy may not be a problem for you in the future.
And gives you a look like, oh, really? But if you don't
You'll know
offer
when.
up anymore, yeah, he just gives you a suspicious look.
You'll know when. Step through the door and come find me. You'll know the day.
Usually, it's me being mysterious, and you mortals not understanding a damn thing I'm trying to say. It's nice having things reversed. You're a strange one, Krill.
We're all strange. None of this should be, but it is. We're in unmarked territory that even heaven didn't know about now.
Yeah, and he kind of nods like, big plans. Well, try to get you and your friends out of here first. And then you can knock over the pillars of heaven.
Well, I, for one, am curious to meet this oracle while we're here. You all agree?
Me too.
It'd be nice to get some answers. If they're here.
Still with Amira in a chokehold, essentially.
Yeah, and she's kind of like,
I was gonna ask.
okay,
like,
can
just
I,
the whole time,
can
like,
you, yeah, can you reduce this Nelson to like a half or maybe a 0 Nelson? Can I please? Like,
it's definitely
she's not trying to fight
yeah.
you.
It's not.
She's
as
just
tight,
waiting
but I'm
for you
not
to let
letting
her go.
I just
Yeah.
I finally speak up after all this. And what are we doing about her? You said it yourself. She's unnamed. Said something's up.
You said you
Yes,
saw
why-
a child.
Yes. Well, I saw I guess a memory. Unnamed saw the child.
You saw
She
a child
son.
murdered. You saw a child murdered. And you saw a... What did the child look like? Was it a living? Did it look
Yes.
like... Oh, you wouldn't...
It was not.
What did its eyes look like?
It wasn't solid. It was like it was made of mist or of steam or of something like that. I could see through it, but it was
You
there.
threw it.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? Make a religion check, Ramus. We'll say it's like DC fucking like 4.
Well,
Like a
I want to
DC
describe a
4
ghost.
religion.
I don't know what the fuck a ghost
Yeah.
is.
You don't have the clue. Exactly. You're like, it was like a transparent person. It was like a invisible person. So
Yep.
it's clearly, it's clear to you that unnamed is describing an unfettered spirit. Sometimes when people die, the Poe gets loose. And instead of dissolving like it's supposed to into the ambient radiation of the universe, the Poe takes on a life of its own and runs around fucking causing trouble. And usually it takes the form of like a slightly more feral version of the person that occupied the Poe at the time, right? So this is like a thing that happens usually when people aren't buried properly or cremated properly, or like they die in battle or like something, you know. So it's pretty clear to you that they're describing something like that.
Sounds like a spirit. She may be possessed. I've seen rare cases, but it could be latched onto her soul.
Get it out of her.
Parasite.
I don't
not
need
easy.
you. I'm asking him. And I'm pointing towards the god in front of us.
He's just kind of like staring at some piece of rubble, like really kind of like he's not paying attention. And you see, like, I was talking to him, and he looks over and he's like, "Oh, No. If you need an exorcism done, you can pray all you want, but I can't help you. Not here.
You can't or you won't.
I can't. The sound of prayer is like someone knocking on a door I don't have the key for. It's quite annoying, actually. But there's nothing I can do. I'm not the god I used to be.
When he says that, Berg like stops the light from the hammer.
Yeah, he kind of like looks away and he nods. It's like, thank you, boy.
Ramus, can you do anything, or am I letting her go?
I only have things that before it happens. After, the only way is to knock her out. That might make it come out.
You get a 22. Yeah. You would need, there's a specific effect, like dispel good and evil is an anti, it's the fucking power of Christ. Knocking her out may or may not do it. You're not sure. It really depends on how powerful the spirit is, if she is possessed.
All right, let's see.
What was the name again? The god?
You don't know. He hasn't said. The name we were talking about is Maru Bhavati. No, I definitely haven't said the name of this god. Maru Bhavati is the primordial that they use to destroy the city. It's like slouching around a desert somewhere.
Okay. Well,
this.
That's fine. I just look at look at him, the god, and say, I tried helping my friend by casting a spell, and everything seemed to work, but the spell didn't take hold. Why? Do you know why that would be?
I mean, if you're asking the god, he's like, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm asking him. He doesn't know. Okay.
Hold her down. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna cast a spell, just so you know. You seemed a little upset.
I think the god, he nods and waves. He's like, okay, and like puts his fingers in his ears.
All right, then I leave this body now, evil, and I smack her like as hard as I can.
Okay, all right. So let's see. You're dismissing. So make a melee spell attack against a celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead you can reach. On a hit, you attempt to drive the creature back to its home plane. It is a charisma saving throw. And even if you are on their home plane, this will potentially knock the ghost out of her. So let's make the save. What's your spell DC?
It is 18.
18? Okay, all right. So let's see here. Charisma save. I've got a +3. Okay, it fails the save. So the power of Krill compels you. You come over and was it you smack her in the face or like?
Yeah,
do you give her the I was because the other thing is the palm to the forehead, like speaking in tongues,
that's
Holy Spirit one.
Casting it out of her like an exorcism.
And her knees tremble and she screams, and the scream starts as Amira and then becomes the angry scream of a young orc as she vomits up the ectoplasm that is this orc ghost, which immediately shrieks and throws itself at Ramus. So Ramus, I need you, because you haven't made the save yet, make a wisdom saving throw. You're the wisest of us all, so the chances of you failing this are very low. But
all right, 19.
Okay, yeah. So she just he, I guess, he just like shrieks at you. You feel a chill wash over you, but there's no other effect. And then I guess the ghost tries to run for it. It tries to scamper away or escape unless somebody tries to stop it.
I mean, it's not a
just gonna
it's not a corporeal being, right? So how do we?
Yeah, right. So it scampers away off to one of the ruined temples, and runs and hides in its shadow. And
Did it go to the one with the
god
oracle? Because if he does, we're
pulls
gonna
his-
fuck that shit up.
No, he runs up just to another nearby one. Probably the devil. And the god, he pulls his fingers out of his ears and he's like, "Oh, that was interesting. Get a ghost dinner. Nice work, Ramus."
Yeah, I let
Thank
Amira
you.
go the second that the ghost flees her body.
And he nudges you, Berg, and he's like, "It's a shame Ramus couldn't do that like a year or so ago. Would have served you well, I think."
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you gonna go talk to the poor boy, or no?
He's your trouble.
I don't know if that's true. I mean, he was one of mine once, before everything went bad. And I don't blame the two of you for what you did, but I've got perspective. That one, he points. He says, "He knows you," points at Berg. He saw. Ilnaval was going to save them. Didn't go that way, did it? I might not hold a grudge. I'm just an old god with no purpose. This place remembers what you did. They're not all as kind as I am.
Ilnaval was a destroyer. He destroyed.
Like I said, I know what you did. And sure, in some roundabout philosophical way, maybe you could justify it as saving all of them. I mean, that boy, what he really is, when you destroyed the city, his soul went up to heaven, just like anyone else. So by now, who knows? But that thing, this place, it's not ready to let go yet. I don't think this is the last time you're going to see something like this.
All the more reason to leave soon. I can't do anything for them.
Maybe it wouldn't hurt to talk to the boy, Berg. Just understand his story.
And say what, Ramus? Sorry I killed you all. I can't do anything for you.
Maybe he just wants to tell someone what happened to him. Maybe he doesn't even blame you. He just wants someone to know the murder that Maharib saw. Looked like he was not killed by you, but someone else. And wants them to pay.
Fine. Where did it go?
Yeah, I mean, if you look up, you can see across the plaza. There's a hovel, like knocked over wall that used to be a beautiful temple. You can see where he
start
scampered
walking
off
over
to.
there.
Yeah, want to head over there? Okay. Maharib, you went from holding Amira back to holding her up because she kind of like she had a brief seizure.
Right.
And do you like when we see you? Are you still like holding on to her? Have you like let her to the ground? Like what's the deal?
I mean, if she went like limp and couldn't support her own weight, then I definitely held her. But the second I feel like she can support herself, then I'd let go
Okay.
and probably
Yeah.
apologize profusely.
Yeah, she like shoves you away from her kind of instinctively, and then like glowers at you, and I think she's just like, okay, yeah, all right, like I get it, I get why you were doing that. That makes sense. You did the right thing. I can't be mad at you. I want to be, but like, fine. So she just kind of like brushes off, like, all right, okay, never do that again. So Berg, you walk across over to the ruin, and I think probably let me look at what would be nearby. This is the temple. So you walk over to the Temple of the Moon, or what used to be the Temple of the Moon. It was a building of white stone, inlaid with beautiful like turquoise, like mosaics, but it's all ruined now. It's all rubble. There's piles of ash, and you see footprints leading into this building. Little orc person footprints.
Just keeps following the footprints.
Okay. Yeah, you come around the corner, and you see like huddled in the corner this thing. This looks like a young orc boy, a little tattered loincloth, like crouched in the back corner. And when you come around, it sees you and like hisses.
You there. You know who I am.
Are you speaking Orcish?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It just whispers,
Ilnaval. Yes, that is what you called me.
and it's like you can feel like it's all fucking coiled up like a snake ready to strike.
I'm not sure what to say to you. But I did not mean for this to happen to you. Whatever did. I know it doesn't mean anything to you. Probably you hate me. Rightfully so.
And it looks up at you and like sneers, almost with like a level of like disgust that you are. It's unusual to see on the face of a child, and it says,
You promised to save us. You all wanted me to save you. I said I would try. You wanted Ilnaval. Before that, I didn't even know what Ilnaval was. I wish I could help you, but I don't think I can. But you should know. I don't feel good about it.
You see Berg like break down a little bit.
yeah. And it's continuing to like sneer at you, and it says,
Everything you touch turns to dust. In the end, you'll be alone, like I was.
Berg was quiet for a second, and then you see him like get angry, like just emotion bubble up.
yeah.
Don't you think I know that?
And so when you roar at this thing, it like snarls and lets out a shriek of anger along with you that resonates out. Like you hear it in the plaza. You hear this dual like chorus of rage. And I need Berg. I need you to make I think it's a wisdom save. Let me double check. Yes. Yeah. Make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Okay. Lovely wisdom saving throws. That's actually not too bad.
Not bad. You have 15. Okay. Let me see what I set this at. Yes, 15 is just enough. Excellent. Okay. So your rage matches its, and the two of you like shout, and it fades. It basically like disintegrates. The last of its rage used up. And the thing just like fades from sight. And you can feel your heart like pounding in your chest as this ghost like dissipates back into the ambient negative energy of this place.
Yeah, Berg's still sitting there like.
Yeah. Amira looks at Maharib and Giant. She says, "We check on him."
I just shake my head. I don't say anything. And maybe even start like walking the opposite direction.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's not.
We should probably go talk to the Oracle.
Berg needs to be there.
Well-
Dude,
Does he though?
I mean, you can head over there and Berg can like meet you there.
Berg's already turning. He's like turning and.
Yeah, so Berg is
around one more
emerging
time.
from the ruins of the Temple of the Moon. Okay.
yeah. If I
I'll wait
see
for
him,
Berg.
yeah, if I see him come out, he's almost done. We'll all wait.
Yeah. So Berg comes back.
Everything all right, Berg?
Berg just keeps walking. Looks at Ramus as he, or just keeps walking, but speaking to Ramus as he heads towards where the Oracle, is.
Told you it was a waste of time.
He just keeps walking.
Yeah. So as you turn to leave, you can see the god he's taking his hat off, and when he sets it on the ground, he sets it so that the part you put on your head is up, and from it a faint glimmering kind of non-Euclidean mist shape starts to emerge and kind of float around his feet, and he says, "If it's all the same to you, I'm going back to bed. I have such lovely dreams. This place, it remembers me, too. Be careful with the Oracle. Everything down here is so angry about what happened. Anger clouds judgment. You might not get the answers you're hoping for. Just remember. And try not to pray too loud, all right?"
Remember, you'll wake up one day, and I'll be waiting.
I've met a messiah or two in my day. You're no Sahir, Ramus Krill. But we'll see. We'll see. And then you're gonna head over to the Temple of the Star, the Oracle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I mean, it's a ruin. It's barely recognizable. Berg, you recognize it because you, I think, are the only one that spent any time here. But it's like a single wall and then a bunch of rubble, and it was clearly much taller than this, but it all fell over. And everything here is bathed in this like awful, nauseated green light coming from the tower column, this Mara light. Now, unnamed, you're not bothered by that light. You have no cultural, like it's the color of the sun where you're from. This is like a glow, a sunny glow. But for everybody else, they're both like spiritually and biologically compelled to find this color kind of gross. So the whole place is kind of bathed in that. And in the center, there is a I guess there would be like a table. It's the only thing that isn't like a ruin. There's a stone table, like a marble table in the center. And on the table there is a deck of cards just sitting face down on the table.
Well, if I notice them, I'll walk up to him.
Okay. Yep. The back of the card is it's like a dark blue, and in the center there is a there's a celestial like character. You don't recognize it. It looks like part of an infernal character, because remember they share like there's a twisted version of that, like so you kind of remember it, but it's like seeing a Cyrillic word. You're like, I can kind of recognize some of these letters, but I don't know how to pronounce this word.
Right.
But Berg, if you look at it, obviously you'll be able to recognize it.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps they want us to play a game.
Yeah, Berg, do you come over and look at it, or you kind of like keep an eye on things?
Yeah, I'll come look at it.
Yeah, okay. The character on the back loosely translates to, so it's an idiom. It's a phrase basically, and the phrase means, literally translated, it's leave luck in the hands of the gods. But it's a way to say to somebody, don't worry, like it'll be okay, right? Like we're not in charge of our own destiny. The gods have a plan for you. Leave luck in the hands of the gods, right? So it's meant to be like a calming phrase in common. It's kind of like a Catholic prayer in Latin. Like maybe people don't know the exact translation, but you know, the Lord be with you, but in Latin, right? It's like meant to be that way. So yeah.
And salsa with you.
Yeah, right. So you see that on the back of the card.
I say that the name
Says, leave luck in the hands of the gods. Like, don't worry.
Appropriate thing to put on the back of a deck of cards.
Well, I've met the god of luck. And he's an asshole.
I laugh.
Very true.
I've never been very good at gambling myself. What do you suppose we're supposed to do with them?
This isn't gambling. This is some archaic tool the Arcana used to have people find their way as if divined by the gods. Ramus can tell you all about it.
Oh, fortune telling. I know that. I got that reference.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's
No,
fortune telling.
they're all charlatans, and they're meant to fool you out of money.
Perhaps there's hope
Hey, look,
before you
Mahari.
get.
Yeah, she's learning. Like, wait a second. Are we agree about this?
Yeah.
Yes, the gods are dicks.
There's everything but a smile on Maharib's face when you say that
Yeah.
unnamed. This is all true. It's exactly what this is to be.
So do we leave this there, or do we each draw a card? I'm not sure how this works.
We draw a card.
I look around. Is there any other? Is there doors or anything, or?
Or is there like a place to sit?
There's no building. It's like a
Oh.
marble column in the middle of a pile of rubble. Like
Oh,
if this
okay,
were a
okay.
comedy, you'd be like, I look around and I'm like, cool, the remaining wall just falls over.
Yeah,
Like you're
okay,
standing
okay.
you're standing in a ruin.
Okay, I get you. All right. Yeah, so there's nothing else around here. I'm like, all right, well, who would like to be the first?
I just look around the room, see if anyone goes first.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll go.
Everybody just kind of side eyes each other, and then
Yeah.
you just want to stride up and
I have no importance attached to these, so there's no fear for me. So I suppose I'll go first. And I have a deck of cards and tarot cards here, if that matters.
No,
Or
don't.
if you
Yeah,
have-
don't even worry. Don't even worry about
Cool.
those.
Cool.
So you walk up and you take a card, and you wanna just turn it over.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll pick it up and look at it, and then show everybody.
When you do, what are you thinking about? What is on Unname's mind when she places her hand on the deck and draws that card off the top?
Honestly, I'm thinking about like gods and the arcana, and like how much I don't know about where everybody else comes from, and how much reverence and fear they have. And it's kind of like the Mara, but it's not. It's there's a reverence and a power that you fear and respect, but you don't give them like that. Like worshiping them is strange.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I'm thinking
So
about like
you-
what a life would be like living under the rules of someone who you probably will never meet.
So you draw a card, and you turn it over, and on the card there is an image of a woman, with like, I mean it's you. It's a caricature version of you, but you see your horns, your skin, like you see your features portrayed here, and she's wearing a royal, like a black, like very ornate gown, and then below her knees the gown is like burning. It's not, there's no flame, but you can see there's embers, and it's kind of like, and then you're not wearing any shoes, and your feet are like dirty, and on your head, I guess floating above your head, there is a crown, a twisted crown of like shadow and thorns. So it's like black with no outlines that's around you, and you have your hands out and you have your eyes closed. And above you and in the background, there are golden buildings on fire. And below your feet, there are figures with spears stabbing up at you. One of them is like piercing your side, and you look just like peaceful on this card. And the card has a title on it, and it says, The Queen from Darkness.
A fairly good
That's
rendition
the
of
card.
myself.
Do you show it to the others?
Oh yeah, and I look at it. A fairly good rendition of me, if I do say so myself. And they see the same card, I hope, or whatever.
Yes, yeah, they see the same
It
thing.
doesn't change depending on who's looking at it or whatever.
And Unnamed doesn't know this, but like obviously the rest of you are familiar enough to know that's not a card. It's not a tarot card. It shouldn't be in the deck. It's not real.
And it was the Queen of Darkness?
The
what
Queen
was it?
from Darkness.
The Queen from Darkness, okay.
Queen from Darkness.
Okay.
That's what you see.
Do I put the card back or do I keep it?
Put it back in the deck. And shuffle.
I look at it one more time. Trying to commit it to memory.
Mhm.
Put it back in the deck.
Yeah, I put a hand on Unnamed shoulders, and they're just cards. You said it yourself.
Well, nothing is what it seems here.
Just cards. I'll draw the top one.
Yeah, you want to take one? Okay. So much like Unnamed, when you draw the card, you see yourself, but it is a version of you. You are like just drenched in blood. Your mouth is open in a shout of. It looks like bloodlust is what it looks like. It looks like madness. Your eyes are wide. Your mouth is open. There's blood all over you. You have your axe in your hand. In your other hand, you're holding a clump of hair on a cluster of like a half dozen severed heads. In your other hand, you got your big axe and you're screaming. And in the background, there is a swirling mass of like ghosts, basically. And then above you, there is the kind of Mobius strip floating in the background above you, and it's like a worm consuming its own tail, and this worm is familiar to you, looking
Sure.
upon it. And maybe like there's a physical reaction, maybe not, but like your axe hand like tingles a little. And the description, the banner on this card reads the Black Knight.
Yeah, I hold the card, show everyone, then throw it back into the
Amira
deck.
looks at it. Amira looks at it and looks at you like, wow, okay.
Yeah, I throw it back into the deck, give it a quick shuffle, and then present the deck to Amira.
She like puts her hands up like, I don't want to go next. This is too weird.
Okay, I, understood. I offer.
She's
it
still
to
trying to
Berg.
decide if she wants to draw a card or not.
Right, I offer it to Berger Ramus.
Or just does like a
I'm
line.
I'm writing all these in my book. I've been writing in the whole journey. So Berg next.
Yeah,
Yeah, as you're saying that, Berg's like, yes, fine, whatever. Grabs
So
the
Berg,
card.
you take your card, you flip it over. The card is blank. There is no art. There's no image. It's just black, and it has a banner, and it just reads "The End."
That's about right.
the card, Berg.
Yep. Shows it to you guys.
Yeah, I give it one last shuffle and offer to Ramus.
I reach over and pull off the top card.
Okay.
Look at it.
So you turn the card over, and you see yourself. You are exalted. There's a crowd of people at your feet, bowing. You're wearing a wreath of golden flowers. The sun and moon both glow behind your head in like a partial eclipse. And the look on your face is like saintly, but like a little bit smug. You can see like your lip is curled up slightly, like you're pleased to be in this position. And underneath it, it says the false god.
Very well. I put the card back.
Yeah, I look at Amira. Are you drawing?
She like fidgets a little, like man, I don't. Should I?
It's just a card.
Okay. I'm gonna draw, but I don't. And she's saying this in giant, so it's like grumble. I'm gonna draw, but I don't want to look at it. You look at it, and you tell me what it says. Okay?
Fair enough. I like offer the deck.
So
to her.
she reaches out, and she takes the card, and she looks at the back of it. She holds it up to you, and on the card, you see her. She has that ugly sword she's carrying around with her. She has it clasped over her chest, and her eyes are closed, and she's lying on a pile of wood, like of logs, and in the background around her there's the faint glow of torches, and above you see the moon looking down at her, and on it it says the word is the sacrifice.
Is that in common or is it in giant?
I mean, all of this would be written in common, but
Okay.
also they're magic, so probably you're understanding it at some
Sure.
deeper
Okay.
level.
All right. Yeah.
And so she looks at you and she's like, "Well, what does it say?" You know what? No, what? I don't want to know. Don't tell me. Just put it back. Don't tell. I changed my mind. Let's get out of here.
Fair enough. I put the card back in the deck.
She looks. Yeah, she just looks at you like, this place is. What does all this mean? What? I don't like it here.
I'll put the deck back on the table. Is it a table, a desk, something like what?
It's like it's a platform. It's a circular, like maybe 3 feet across, marble block, right? A cylindrical block.
Okay. Yeah, I set it back on the table, or the block rather.
Yep. Yeah. So she just glances at it and she's like, "So, did we all learn something, or?"
The cards are what you make of them.
I grab the deck of cards, and I just kind of I fan them out so I can look at the faces of some of them.
When you grab the deck and turn it over, you see the back of the deck again. Like it's the same thing on both sides.
I flip it over one more time.
Same
A
thing.
single card?
Yeah.
Like they're all just the same on both sides.
Put them back on the platform. Well, we have the Queen, the Knight, the End, the False God, and Amira.
What's your point?
Not too bad if I say so myself.
I was about to say the same thing, Ramus. I wouldn't mind being a queen. Well, you're a false god, which means I don't know what that means to your people.
Well, consider the source.
No, Maharib, I was just saying them out loud to see if it sparked anything.
It sparks that we're just repeating history, filling some archaic structure created long before us. If we are to make our own path, why not make it truly our own?
Maybe we burn the deck.
It is funny, though, that we stand here, the four of us. 4 has always been the lucky number amongst heaven.
You're seeing
five
things
of
you
us,
wish to
Ramus.
see. There's 5
Maybe.
right there.
Well-
I point towards Amira.
And her. But her card was just her.
Ramus is like, yeah, like 4.5, maybe. Like,
Yeah.
I'm with Unnamed. I say we destroy this deck, make our own path. If you truly want to see this through, Ramus.
Will it be considered a slight to the whoever created the deck?
The end goal
you
will be
assume-
much more than a slight.
You assume that you
Well, it's-
can destroy it.
what's great here is that this conversation to me feels like a sort of fundament of Ramus and Maharib's opposing or adjacent semi-opposing philosophies, where like Ramus, you recognize that true or not, right or not, good or not, the arcana and the structures of heaven have kept humans behaving a certain way for like 10,000 years. It works, right? Manipulating people with myth, that's a real thing, right? But then Maharib, you're like, people don't need to be manipulated. The laws of nature are the laws we should be following. The primordials didn't need all this shit. Humans were better off beforehand. And so it's like in a new system, do you knock everything over and start with nothing? Or do you create your own system of manipulation to get people to do what you want? It's great. It's such a good moment, right? These two like diametrically opposed or semi-opposed like viewpoints. Yeah, it's good shit.
Well, we can argue about this on the other side, I think. I want to go home. I don't know about you. I'm sick of this place.
I do wonder why I was being stabbed with a spear in the picture. That's the only thing that really bothered me about it. Everything else was quite nice.
They were trying to harm you, but they couldn't break you.
Just like life.
Hmm. Well, shall we go to the fortress?
I see that as our only option now. Unless you want to make a home here, like the god person that we met.
Yeah, we could sit here and wallow our memories for all time.
You could be god of the ash and dirt, Amos.
Hmm.
We're just starting to walk towards the fortress.
There are worse
I'm
things to
assuming
be
we were
god
saying
of.
this while walking.
Yeah, if they start to walk out, I linger. Like, I'm not waiting till they get out of earshot, but I'm definitely gonna hit these cards with the axe.
I was waiting. I was
okay.
wondering, like, JP's gonna
So
do something
you
with those
watch
cards.
everybody leave, and you like go to reach for your axe, and you turn, and the surface of the table is blank. There's nothing. The deck is not sitting on the table.
I'm gonna destroy the table.
Fuck you, table.
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. I'm
Silly
still
Arcana,
gonna like
left me a
start
table to hit.
chopping the table or make some chunks.
Okay,
of the
let's
table.
let's have you make a I don't know, like it's an axe assisted athletics check. Make an athletics check. Let's say DC 20. If you can get a 20 or better, your axe can cleave the table in twain.
22.
Nice. All right. So yeah, what does that look like? You're strong enough to just like hack this marble column in half.
I think I take like one strike with the axe and it makes a pretty deep carve in it, and then I just like walk up to it and put my hands in the middle of it and just like rip it apart.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah. So everybody hears this like the clang of the axe against the metal and then like a crumbling sound from within.
Then I catch up with the group.
Yeah.
I just look over to
Just had to
Ramus.
do s-
Must have been his turn to cut the deck, I guess.
Terrible. Get out of here. You're the worst.
I know.
Oh boy. All right. Cool. So you yeah, I mean there's the door, right? Which is the door to the tower, right? It's enveloped in this kind of greenish cocoon of light. When you come back out, the god of the city has fallen asleep again and is like enwrapped in their slumbering cloud. What do you do?
What do we see when we look at the door?
The door is shut. Same door as before. Big iron set of double doors. I'm pretty sure that once this was opened and like shadows came out and killed a bunch of people. Remember that? It was bad. And then like the shadow, because there's no shadow. The tower casts no shadow because it's the light source now. But this would be one of those things where you would be like, cool, we're gonna not step into that shadow. It would kill you instantly. But yes, it appears to just be glowing, and there's this kind of like shimmering wall in front of the door.
A name goes to open the door, and then you hear a voice, as if encased in an egg. Don't do that. Bad idea. Bad plan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that happening. A bunch of people dying, and then everyone else dying
Yeah.
because of something that may or may not have happened out in
Yeah,
front
yeah, that definitely didn't. No. So yeah, I mean, the question is if you want to just go over there and stick your hands into the green light, or what you want to do. But it's just sitting there, door shut, shield over it.
I'm just gonna stand there and wait for someone to say or do something because this is all like it's all Greek to
Yeah.
me.
Well, I will go through the light first.
What do you do?
And I walk up to the very edge And I'm like, I say to the wall, like, I'm here to go through and end this once and for all. I pass to go back to the world and end heaven. So they finally learn your lesson that they have been ignoring since the start. And I cross the barrier.
Yeah. So you cross over this barrier, and as you do, the doors to the tower swing open, and it's a little surreal, and maybe it's a lot surreal. But as it opens, we can see on the other side, it doesn't open into anything. It opens onto a road. There is a road in front of you. It is paved and heads out maybe a mile ahead of you. And then you see at the end of the road a gate. And this gate is not like, this is insanely large. The gate is probably like 30 stories tall. It's enormous. It's a building sized stone gate. And the road leads up to it. And it has two enormous shut doors. And so as these doors open, you look into the outside where you see this long road leading up to this massive fortified wall with a gate here. And the wall extends out in both directions. All around, the terrain is like desert mountain. So rocky, and there's like actual sand and stuff. There's no sun. There's just light. And you can see ahead as you step through.
I'm fine. I think it's safe for you guys to pass the barrier too. Probably one at a time, though.
Yeah, I walk behind.
Do we have to say something foreboding and poetic as well?
I don't know if it helped.
What is foreboding?
It's like boating.
Feeling of bad
before.
things.
I don't care.
Yeah, I just walk by everyone.
Just go through.
Yeah, just going through.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, you pass through. And you all go through, and we cut to the other side, and it's like the two things in micro and macrocosm, right? So where you're standing, you've just walked through these big doors. Imagine like a flat plane, and there's an archway and a wall, right? The wall with the big arch is ahead of you, and you step through this arch, seemingly just like out in the middle of the road. And when you look around the other side, there's nothing. There's just an archway, and all around you is just this rocky kind of like mountainous terrain. There's a cold breeze kind of blowing through, and there's nowhere to go but straight on to the fortress, to the great stone wall. And I think probably once we get the establishing shot, that's when the big title appears, like the fortress. And you see it looming in the distance.
Well, more walking. Just what I wanted.
Yep, let's go.
As we walk,
Okay.
I hang back and try and walk side by side with Amira.
Mhm.
Amira, I'm not going to tell you what your card was if you don't want me to, but it might be important for you to know. Let me know if you change your mind about wanting to know.
Just kind of like nods cautiously, like, okay, yeah, sure.
You're still thinking about the fact that I said that you can't trust anybody, and that means me as well. It was a hard
Actually-
life that I used to live.
She puts her hand up. She's like, actually, I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking about what's going to happen when we go through that gate. I like existing. It seems to me better than the alternative. And I'm worried that if we go through that gate, to this place that you and I both know only the Mara are allowed to visit, that we're going to be punished for this hubris. Doesn't that concern you at all?
Yes. For the first time, I'm afraid of what might happen if I died. We're no longer in the void. We may not return. I've never been confronted with that prospect before.
Yeah, Oblivion's a bitch.
How do they live with it? They just ignore it?
She shrugs. I guess we'll find out. If we don't just
Well, that's what I'm going
disintegrate
to do.
first.
I'm going to ignore the fact that if I die, it might be forever.
Actually, you know what? I've changed my mind. I want to go home. And she turns and she gestures at the like archway, which is a little ways behind you now. She's like, oops, can't go home now.
Well, I have got nothing. I have no words. I wouldn't blame you if you turned around and tried to go back. I would not at all. I wouldn't try and stop you.
She looks over at Maharib and says, quiet enough that Maharib can't hear it. No. I have to go forward.
And I match her volume. Do you love him?
Make a persuasion check.
27.
Oh, damn. You're doing a real good
Pretty
job on
good.
this. You're doing a real good job on this Be Friends with Amira progress bar here.
Hey,
Let's
I'm
see.
trying, man. I'm trying to talk to her every chance I get.
Yeah, no, it's good. So she says, I don't know. Maybe not in the way you think. I just know he and I are bound to one another.
But is that not sometimes what love is? Being bound, but choosing your bonds.
When you say that, she raises an eyebrow and she says, you know, I heard things about you from before, but now's not the time for that conversation.
And I just smile at her. And I turn back my eyes back to the road. I keep smiling.
Yeah. So you continue approaching this mighty fortress wall, and when you finally arrive, it is like staring up at a gate-sized building. Right? You see that the road here is 15 feet wide, and probably bigger than that, like 20 or 30 feet wide, and then massive towering of this building, and up above at the very apex of the fortress gate, somewhere in the clouds, you can see tiny dark shapes kind of moving around like birds. And in front of you, massive iron doors, a wall of iron, really. Like if it has handles, they're 10 stories up. What do you do?
Do we knock?
Are there guard towers or anything that we can see?
No, huge featureless wall. Off. And if you look in either direction, it just goes as far as you can see.
There's no like doors or anything that we can see. Basically, we have to start climbing.
Well, there are doors. They're just huge.
Right. Okay.
Well, 10-story, like 100 fucking feet up in the air.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're huge. Yeah, they're just like enormous.
He said that it would be difficult to get through. I don't think we should start by knocking. If anything, we should try to be as silent as possible.
Well, it's a very tall tower, a very tall fortress. We could see it from a distance. There's only one road leading to it. I'm sure if they wanted to see us, they could have seen us by now. Not many places we could come from or go to.
Does the road look pretty traveled, Adam?
Yeah. I mean, you've seen mountain roads like this, like built by the humans a long, long time ago to help them cross dangerous terrain. And it looks well traveled and well maintained.
Does it look recently traveled?
Hard to say, really. There's not a lot of it's not like there's snow to see wagon tracks in or anything.
Okay. I responded to him. I don't believe we're the normal travelers that pass through here. I
You
look up
notice-
towards the doors. We're most likely.
I was
not
gonna say
the same
if you look
size.
up, you notice that the flying shapes are getting a little bigger. They seem to be like circling down toward you.
Is there a place we can hide?
Not really. I mean, you could try. You could make a check. But there's no obvious place to hide out.
Is the dirt loose on the ground?
Yeah, I mean it's like rocky, so you can't really dig, but you could hide behind a boulder or something. But they're coming from above, so.
Yeah. If I spot them, I'm definitely getting on the floor behind something and shouting like, "We should hide. They've seen us." And motion up, and then maybe duck down behind a rock. So I'll make a hide check. I don't know if anyone else is doing it as well.
Yeah, if everybody wants to kind of scatter and hide, you
Is
certainly
this
could
just a
try.
giant wall of the fortress that we're in front of, or is there actually a big door?
There's a
That's it.
giant
It's
door.
just a huge wall that just blocks your path.
You know, I
Um,
guess I'll hide.
can I do a nature check to see if I can recognize what these flying things are or something like that?
It'd be a perception check. Squint your eyes, you're up there.
Okay. 10. If it's still advantage.
It is still advantage, yeah. No, no idea.
Okay.
Winged figures.
Am I making my
Well,
hide check?
I
Yeah, if you're making a stealth check, go ahead and make it. Because they're coming. It's coming down. So
Do we get advantage or anything for hide? No.
no.
Okay. All right, here's stealth check. A big old 5. I have disadvantage as well, so
Yeah.
I'm still doing it though.
Maharib or Ramus. Do you think those flying things up there are there for a reason? Meaning to take us over the wall?
Could be.
I see no other way. And the wall stretches out as far as the eye can see.
I
I'm
don't
wondering
s-
if we have to let them pick us up, take us over the wall.
Either they do that, or they are the gatekeepers to come talk to us, or
Or they could be flying down to kill you, you idiots. Get somewhere hidden. What are you just standing on the open for?
where hide behind this little
hide,
rock
come
here.
on.
Oh, don't see me. I'm just a rock.
Well, at least I'm trying, Ramus.
Yeah, I was gonna
So-
ask, how big are these rocks that you're hiding behind?
I mean, you could theoretically hide. It's just Maharib's not great at it.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
so
not.
we're
It's
kinda
not that I'm
large
hiding behind
guys.
a fucking pebble. It's that I suck at hiding
Yeah.
behind a rock.
Yeah,
There's
it's
a big
exactly.
difference.
It's like you're making your best attempt at it, but it's difficult. And also remember, everybody has advantage on perception in this place, right? It's hard to hide things. So yeah, Maharib is just kind of away, kind of and
In that case,
I mean, the thing is
fuck it.
approaching. So anybody who has a chance to hide, or anybody who wants to hide, go ahead and try. But this thing, where I'm about to introduce it arriving. So
I would try to make
anybody
a
else?
good look at it, I think.
Yeah, so you're gonna wait and try to scope it out. Okay.
I whisper to my thing, sensing the combat may be approaching.
Yeah. Okay. So you see this thing get closer, and you make out that it is not, as you expected, a bird, but is instead a person with not one but 3 sets of enormous black wings, big raven wings. So there's two big wings, and then 4 more like smaller ones, and they're flapping gently, lowering this person to the ground. She is dressed in golden armor. You don't recognize the style of armor. She is enormous. She's like maybe like 12 or 13 feet tall. She's a giant for sure. She's very, very pale. And she has on her face black markings coming from her eyes down her cheek that look like tears, like black tears streaking down her face. She has gold armor on. She's got a long black like robes underneath the armor. And in her hands, she's carrying a big golden scythe. And she lands in front of the gate, and holding the scythe, looks down at you, and with just the slightest like quirk of her black lips, she says, "Petitioners, is it?" And I think rather than get into the whole conversation about like, please let us go through the gate and back to reality, I think we'll end here. And you can confront the Guardian. You can confront the Guardian next time. And probably get like a shit ton of experience, I guess, if you can convince this lady to let you through.
Well, I'm just glad I put a protection from white in the deck.
Let's do some shout outs. We're going to do that post show. Zeke, start us off.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Let me get up here, straighten my tie. My name is Ezekiel III. Thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you to Dan, Max, JP, and Adam. God, man, this has been a hell of a fucking ride. We're like right there at the finish line. I just want to get over this gate, and this angel is gonna. You know what? I'll save it. You can find me at or / Ezekiel_III on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. I'll be on Drop Frames tomorrow, and then after Drop Frames, if you want some more tabletop role-playing action, I will be on twitch.tv/table story, all one word, just like it sounds. And we'll be doing Nocturne, which is a modern-day thriller, sci-fi horror kind of a thing. And it's a lot of fun. So if you like tabletops, head over there, give it a look. But if you want to catch me playing video games, I will be on at noon on Thursday, and I will be starting a brand new run of Rebel Cops on Thursday. It's by the makers of This Is the Police, but it's just the XCOM style tactical game from the second version. So that's me. Thank you for watching.
Cool. Max?
Yep. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the show. It's fun to get a little emotional as Berg. It's been a little while since he yelled like that. I'm sure we're gonna have plenty to talk about in the post show. But again, of course, thank you to Dan, JP, Zeke, and Adam for being amazing castmates and also dungeon masters. It's good to do Quarter Swords. I'm excited for the next episode. And if you guys want to check me out, I'll be streaming in a little bit after we end here, doing some 7 Days to Die with some other buddies of mine. They had a big, massive update. So if you're interested in zombie survival kind of stuff with big open world kind of stuff, we're going to be doing that. So hopefully that'll be fun. But if you want to check that out, go for it. Follow me on all the things. Google my name if you are too lazy and you're not looking at the side of the screen there. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.
Don't get sick, Max.
Try not to get sick. Yeah, fuck.
Dan, some shout outs.
I'm DansGaming, variety streamer on Twitch. I'm currently doing a spooky week where it's 24/7 content of live and recorded of scary games all week. That'll end on Sunday night. Thanks for having me on the show again. It's been so much fun playing D&D over the past couple of years, and I can't wait to keep playing more. I'm just absolutely in love with the game, and I just want more of it. And I can't wait for next week.
Awesome stuff. Last but not least, Adam.
That's me. Thank you for coming, everybody. Thanks for watching. Like Max said, it's fun to do these episodes where there's some tension, right? Some emotional stuff. I'm excited to see if next episode is going to be either a fight or like a talk, or maybe a talk and then a fight. I'm super excited. This should be fun, and we're right at the edge, and we just have one more step to get them back to reality. So that should be super fun. Please tune in next time and check that out live if you can. You can find me on Twitter at Skinnyghost or twitch.tv/Adam Coble. I think I'm going to do a Court of Swords prep stream soon. So keep an eye on my events page, because if they're going to leave this void vein thing, I need to have some new stuff ready for the next bit. So I think we'll schedule one of those and do that soon. Otherwise, go to community.itmeJP.com and check out the new Q&A thread. If you have questions for me or for the cast, that's the place to ask them. Let's do some experience.
I'll do shout outs
think
first
this will be
before
the-
that, because I got to do shout outs now.
Yeah.
I
You're
forgot
going to do
about
your shout outs
shout-outs.
and then...
Yeah. I forgot I have to do this weird thing called shout outs.
It's still so
Yeah,
weird.
It still says Zeke as well. I don't understand
still Zeke.
that. I think I understand why it says that, but I'm too lazy to fix it right now. So go check out Zeke over here. If you're watching on my channel, you can follow all the things. Tomorrow we got Drop Frames. Co and Zeke will be on that as always. Kit Bogue is going to be joining us for the final, I think, hour of that show tomorrow. Then we're going to be finishing up Destiny Raid probably Thursday night. And I think sometime this week we're going to be starting a Divinity Original Sin 2 run. So I think I'll have full announcement on that tomorrow sometime during Drop Frames once I can nail down a date. So look forward to that. Apart from that, October's kind of a dry month until, I guess, Outer Worlds. Is it Outer Worlds? Which is the Fallout?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. The 25th of this month.
Yeah, so that's out later this month, so I'll be checking that out. Doom got delayed, so maybe just more Destiny, more Divinity. We'll see. But yeah, let's do some shout-outs, and we will call it a show. Adam?
Yeah. Experience points. All right, so I think this is likely to be the last one for a lot of these, because so many of them are tied to getting the shit out of here. So let's see. Ramus, I think for you it's working on 3. Yeah, traverse the vein, escape the void, get broken promises to the other side. So 14 times 50 times 3, 2100 for you, Ramus.
Okay.
Unnamed, traverse the vein, earn Amira's trust. You worked on today. So times 13. Are you 14 yet?
I'm 13. I just turned 13.
Okay. All right. So, so times 50 times 2, so 1300 for you.
Okay.
Berg. Understand the
2100
nature
if
of
I'm
the.
not mistaken.
I think, but hold on though.
It's up to you.
Does
on
Berg
if I got all
understand?
3.
Does Berg understand? Do you understand the nature of the vein? Do you think?
I mean,
How
plenty of talk of it.
about this? This is gonna seem like I'm being like mean teacher Adam. Berg,
Oh, I don't like this.
aka Max, explain to me what is the nature of the vein, Max. And if you get it right, you get your experience, and if you don't, then you get the working on experience.
See, the nature of the vein is
No, I mean, we talked about it. It's like kind of the ashtray of heaven. When things don't really belong, they sort of end up here. And it's kind of, there's echoes of things that happened in the real world, including ruins. And then obviously this god that used to be the city of Brass, is now exiled here, whether he likes it or not. But he's, I think that's kind of generally
I mean, I
the nature of it.
think you're right. I just wanted to make sure. So yes, you achieved that one. You're level 14, right?
Yep.
Okay, so level 14, you get a decent amount of XP, which means unfortunately you got to write a new goal, but
Yeah.
that's okay. You can figure it out. Okay, and then working on 2, so that's 50 times 15 times 2 plus the achieved goal, 6,400 experience, Berg.
Fuck yeah.
Yep, 6,400 for you. Okay. And then Maharib, and you are 14 now, right?
Yep.
All right. So actually, I think you worked on all 3 of yours today, because explore the power of the wicked edge, honor the oath, and escape the void. And you did have some interaction with the edge, right? It made you pissed, and you were like, cool, I'm gonna go with that and like work on it a little bit. I saw you doing that. So times 50 times 3, 2100 for Maharib.
Cool. All right. Sorry, I was updating XP. I think we didn't all agree upon this, but I think it is agreeable now that we're playing this Sunday. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think Sunday was the day that we decided.
We're doing Sunday at 6 p.m.
Yep.
Like
cool.
the same time we
Yep.
usually
I
do.
think same
Okay.
time works.
Yeah. All right. Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Then will be our this upcoming Sunday. Because Max is going to
To Paradox Con in
Sweden?
Berlin.
Yeah.
Berlin.
Yeah,
Berlin
Berlin.
next week.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Fun,
so
dude.
We'll have a Sunday session this Sunday.
And for those of you
Rad.
who are come to my streams on Sunday for Indie Sunday, I'll move Indie Sunday to Monday, so don't worry. We'll
Indie
still be doing
Monday.
that.
Check it out. All right, that's it. We're going to go do that post-show, patreon.com/roleplay. That'll be up later today. Last week's episode will be up on MP3 places, iTunes, Spotify, whatever, probably later tonight. And then this week's episode will be up for patrons as well later tonight in MP3 form. Tomorrow for VODs on YouTube. That is it. We'll see you next time. Have a great rest of your night. I can't talk anymore. I'm out of here. Bye.